Put your hands together and we're gonna start the party.
I'm ready to party!
The Elvis Duran After Party.
It's the After Party Podcast. Yay! Our special guest, Rob Shooter, is here. Rob!
Thank you. It's good to see me, isn't it?
It is.
It's such an honor to see you, and
Thank you.
for us to be seen with you.
That's what I meant to say.
Let's start talking. Let's start talking gossip. You have so much stuff going on to kick off the weekend. I know you love talking about the Royals. Without the Royals, you would have no business. Isn't that what you said earlier?
I think you're probably right, but this is big news. Even people that are sick of the Royals, this is CNN breaking type news. Harry and Meghan are returning to the UK, and they're returning really, really quickly. I know their kids have already been enrolled in a fancy London school, which starts in 4 or 5 weeks. So they are coming back to Britain. They announced it yesterday, a big bombshell announcement. The details are still a little bit unclear. We don't know where they're going to live. We do know they're not going to be rejoining the family as working royals, but they will be there with their kids in just a few weeks.
You know, when Danielle reported this yesterday on the show, the first thing I thought was, are we going to miss Harry and Meghan or not?
Good question.
What, miss them from what? Here?
Exactly.
Where they live? What did they really? I mean, they didn't do much.
They didn't do much, and they will keep not doing very much in Britain. So we will be talking about them, except they'll be 5 hours ahead of us. So maybe we'll be talking about them even more. They're a fascinating pair. They really did want to come here, and I'm sort of tipping my hat here and being as gracious as I can. They wanted to come here and start a business and earn lots and lots of money, and really she was very desperate to get into the Goop, Martha Stewart type world. It hasn't worked, and so that has to be part of the reason that they're going back. You're going to hear a lot of spin from their side that they are going back because the dad is ill and they want to see him.
Isn't that the
Partially
reason?
True. However, they didn't tell King Charles until Sunday. Now, they met with him just a few weeks ago. You might have mentioned it over a cup of tea and a slice of cake that were thinking of coming back. They didn't tell him until a few days ago. So they did all this really behind their back, which is probably not the best way to reset this relationship.
Such a weird thing. And we were talking about this yesterday as well, Rob. It's like, what a world we're living in where your brother and your sister-in-law decide to move back to your country, and you're like, nah.
Yeah. His brother didn't even know he was coming,
That's
supposedly.
blindsided. So they told the king this on Sunday. It takes a minute for them to get on the group chat and chitter-chat. It takes a minute to tell your family.
They were probably thrown off the group chat.
They didn't realise that Harry and Meghan, and once again, they can't help themselves. This is why I find them so delicious. They leaked it to People magazine, like, don't just give us a week to figure this out. Let us tell the family. You don't have to rush and tell everybody in the press. And let's remember too, if you're returning to Britain, you would think you would give this big exclusive to a British outlet, to a big fabulous People magazine of
Not
Britain.
them.
Nope. They went to American People and they announced it, and William and Kate found out about it through the press.
Wow.
Well, I guess a big old estate for sale in Montecito, California, if you need one. Yeah. All right, let's get to the Hayden Panettiere case. And even though, keep in mind, we were talking about this earlier in Gandhi's special. This is a case where this young woman, as tragic or non-tragic as her life has been or was, she's gone. She's dead. And now the search is on. The snoops are out trying to figure out how to put the pieces together. And where are you with this so far?
First of all, let me just tip my hat. You have handled this with such grace and such kindness, like you always do. It is important to remember a young person here, 36 years old, is no longer with us. So I think we should start every conversation about right there. But now there is going to be an investigation. I spoke to my police sources and they are looking into this. You do not die at 36 years old and then that is just a natural death. They said that there's nothing suspicious about it, but that isn't quite true. They also said that about Matthew Perry. Remember when they said there was nothing suspicious? The police always say that because it then gives them time to investigate, and if indeed you are involved in this, you might relax a little bit and think you're off the hook. So I'm told that they are really investigating this. There are cameras all over the facility. The police have taken the cell phones of her boyfriend and his brother. They've taken computers yesterday, a couple couple of days ago, we saw the police arrive at their family's home. We live in a digital world. They're going to want to know if indeed this was illegal drugs, not prescription drugs. Where did they come from? If it was prescription drugs, they're going to want to know what doctor prescribed them. It feels very Michael Jackson to me. And so we will get to the bottom of this. It might take a moment, but it's not going away.
Her mom does not like her boyfriend.
No.
And I know she hasn't spoken to her mom in years. So, and I heard they're investigating him, so...
It's very, very complicated. She has not spoke to her mom in a long time. They have a really toxic relationship. I'm rereading Hayden's memoir, and she's pretty out there with her thoughts about her mom and being a momager and what that meant to her, and always wanting to please her mom when she was a little girl on the set. It's a heartbreaking story, but... Friends are saying that as much as they disliked this on-again, off-again boyfriend, Brian, they also disliked the mother. It really was behaviour that was taught at a very early age that love's meant to hurt, that this isn't meant to be a good process. And I've got to give her tips here. When she and her daughter decided that she was going to have her daughter live in the Ukraine with the father, a lot of people called her a bad mother, but friends told me it was actually the kindest thing she could do.
This was Hayden.
Yeah. Hayden can't look after herself. She couldn't look after herself, so she couldn't look after her daughter. And so reframing that, I think, is really interesting too. But it's a stunner. This is going to be a wild investigation. Police are investigating. I'm told there will be arrests, and I'm told too cell phones, camera footage, computers have all been seized.
You know, if you're out there doing something, you're like, oh, God, we're getting away with this and getting away with that. You know, sometimes you don't get away with it. So, what was your thought there, Gandhi?
Well, it's a personal question for you. So Hayden just passed away. It's still fairly new, right?
Yeah.
And in the time that we have no answers, people are trying to fill in these gaps and speculating. And on the other side of it, her family is still going through some very real trauma, very dark trauma. And you being in the gossip side of things, do you ever feel guilty?
It's a really good question. I try to walk the line very, very carefully. We set up this segment beautifully, this conversation, saying I try to remember that a young person has died. And so I think if you frame it within that, you can have an honest conversation. I actually think that we can talk about anything if we do it with respect and kindness. There's a fact that a young person has passed away. There's answers that we're going to want. Occasionally you get over your skis and you push the story a little bit too far forward. But I think that it's been handled pretty well so far. And the truth is going to come out. And I think to ignore this is actually more of a hurtful thing to do. I think that's more offensive because there's got to be lessons learned from this. She's not the only person out there that is suffering. She's not the only person out there in a potentially bad relationship. She's not the only person out there who has talked about substance abuse. And so I think the more we talk about this, I use celebrities to talk about us. And so I think this could be a real lesson for everyone. Fingers crossed.
Where's Diamond? I have something to tell Diamond. I interrupt this conversation. Rob Shooter. Diamond, I got to tell you something. Diamond, where is she?
She's on her way in.
All right, good. I have an announcement to make to Diamond. You know, she's a huge Housewives fan.
Yeah.
All right, Diamond, I've got some news for you. You know the Real Housewives girl group's 20th anniversary celebration?
Yes.
This just in, no one gives a crap.
Sorry.
Is this the girls trip thing?
The ultimate girls trip is one of the best things that has happened to Bravo in the past, let's say 5 years. Absolutely.
Rob
According
Shooter's
to
in the
Diamond.
Let's say.
Okay, according to you. Now, Rob, tell her what you learned about
Well,
this.
maybe the best thing that's happened to Bravo in the last 5 minutes, but not 5 years. So the ratings were not very good. It really underperformed. And so remember, there was a time when these shows were getting 2-3 million people watching. I got the numbers. They haven't been announced yet for the Ultimate Girl Trip, which they were positioning as a 20th anniversary of the Housewife franchise. Less than 500,000 people tuned in. Just to put that into perspective, Below Deck, which I love, is getting double those numbers. And so it is not good.
Diamond has loved this. I mean, she literally came to me and said, you have got to watch this.
You have to watch it because it's hilarious. And also, like, I don't go by those numbers. We got to give it a few weeks for people. People like to binge all together. You know what I mean? Below Deck season right now is in the middle of a season. There's a lot going on.
I love you thinking.
People are over Real Housewives of Atlanta because this is literally the third week of them arguing about the same stuff at the reunion. So I say give it another week or two because it's good. And also my timeline is all about it. All about it.
I love that. Although you do know your algorithm plays into things that you like.
Right.
And so sometimes you are bombarded with that. And as far as ratings, I feel like that with elections sometimes. Forget the results. Forget who's watching. No, these are the real numbers. These are the real numbers. You can't ignore them. Television is a business. It is not there to entertain us. It's there to make a lot of money. And these shows are just not performing like they used to. And I don't think it's any reflection on the show not being any good. I just think we've moved on a little bit. Certainly, after a certain amount of time, you move on. And so I think that the housewife fanatics, I'm thrilled you're still one. They're not as many as they used to be. Do you think? I think they saturated the market too much.
I was just going to say, don't you think there's too many?
I think Diamond resents you right now for everything that you just said because you cannot tell her that the housewives are over.
Well, I said over for some foolish people, Diamond. See how I shrink to fit? I can shrink to fit into any conversation. We're still best friends.
What I'll say is, I think the content has been like a lot of people are over some of the content because a lot of the new housewives are literally just trying to be what old housewives was. They're putting on shows, they're like acting and stuff like that. It doesn't feel authentic, but that's the difference between these shows and the Ultimate Girls Trip, where it's the OGs being who they are.
Well, yeah, no, I'm glad you agree with me on this. See, Gandhi causing trouble.
Well, you know,
hold on. What just happened here? I've got questions.
Okay.
What just happened here?
PR. Rob's PR spin is what happened here. And
Yeah,
I appreciate
Rob
it.
is the ultimate with the spin.
You are the new spinner. Look at that. All right, I just had to bring you in and give you some crap there, Diamond. So there you go.
don't listen to Rob.
Okay, all right. Let's move
words.
on. You know what? This week, I got to tell you, in my opinion, and maybe you will agree, the winner this week in the world seems to have been Tom Holland. Don't you agree?
God. He always wins.
I mean, we already know that he's bankrolling at least $100 million from Spider-Man, but he also has another film out at the same time. And am I right in saying in both of these projects he worked with his woman? There's a couple working together.
I love it.
So how much money combined with 2 films and 2 actors is coming into that household?
We are talking...
Has anyone done that math?
Crazy money. We're talking maybe Simon Cowell money, like that rich. That's a lot of money there. So he's flying high, no pun intended, Spider-Man, and doing very, 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 very well. But it has caught the attention of other it people in Hollywood. Often Hollywood is a very competitive business, and I'm told that it boy or former it boy Timothy Chalamet has feelings about this, that now the whole world, the whole of Hollywood is talking about one young, handsome star. It is not Timothy today, it is Tom. Tom is the it guy. His movies make this ridiculous amount of money, and once again, show business is a business, so they do like the cash.
And he's got Zendaya. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you ever met him? He
No.
is charming.
That's sort of,
Never.
And he can't keep his mouth shut. He gives away secrets all the time. If you tell him, spoiler alert, if you tell him don't give this away about the film that's coming out, he says it.
That's why I love him. Chatty, loose lips, loose lips. He was Billy Elliot in London. That's how he started on stage.
Isn't that
Billy
crazy?
Elliot.
Crazy.
And he's an incredible dancer. And his next project is the Fred Astaire movie, and he's going to do the dancing.
Oh, not Dancing with the Stars?
Not yet.
Okay.
Wow. No.
Timothy Chalamet is doing Dancing with the Stars.
You don't do
Fired.
that. Yeah, you don't do that till you're on the
No.
way down the staircase. And finally, let's talk about what's going on with Jimmy Kimmel's show.
Yeah.
You got Rosie O'Donnell filling in for an entire week. What are your thoughts about Rosie coming back from the crypt?
She's crushing it. I saw her a couple of weeks ago here in New York, and I asked her, are you going to make a big comeback? And she was a little coy about it, but it's clear that with the new facelift that she's talking about, the fact she's filling in for Jimmy, the fact she's doing interviews, Rosie has missed this, and she is terribly good at it. Whatever your thoughts are about Rosie O'Donnell, she knows how to be entertaining for 55 minutes and an hour. And so she's in talks with streaming services about redoing the Rosie O'Donnell show. She doesn't want celebrities. She wants it to be human interest stories. She wants happy stories. I think we're all in a place for some happy stories. I wish her the best. I went to see her one-woman show a few weeks ago. She is funny, and she certainly can laugh at herself, and so it was a great evening. I think she's doing really, really well on Jimmy's show too. I watched the first episode, and she's cheeky enough to make you interested, but she's not mean enough to sort of like really upset anybody. And the staff there really like her. They said it's hard when you have a fill-in host. You have to learn their dynamic, their way of talking. It's almost like a first date. And they said that Rosie has fitted in really, really well. They like her. And the numbers are really good, which is really what all anybody cares about. Right. Let's be honest.
There you go.
There you go.
We love you, Rob. Thank you for dropping by. And you can always catch Rob, naughty but nice Rob, all over socials, and of course his podcast.
The Elvis Duran Presents podcast.
Well.
Thank you, Rob. We love you. Rob Shooter.
The Elvis Duran After Party.